Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Sunday Live. How is everybody doing here today? That's super funny. I actually made my tea early this time. It was from some other stuff, but yes, I have my tea here with me. I hope everybody is doing well who is here live and who is watching the replay. It has been a very interesting, crazy week since I last spoke to you guys last Sunday. A lot has happened this week. Holy smokes. So we get hit with all of these massive energy or solar flares. And it seems, the Alliance shows me often this domino vision of one thing taking place and then it knocks down another thing. Not knocks down, but it catapults into another thing and another thing. And it's like a domino effect. Boom, 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 boom. So I really feel like the massive spike in solar energies that we have been experiencing and the integration of that, and plus a few other things that have happened this week, it's just everything's popping off basically. So yeah, I'm going to be covering a few of those topics. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world stage and kind of offer a broader perspective and overview on it. I just got done meditating a little bit right before this, so that's why I was a little late. I was meditating to just psychically tune into what's going on and what information and messages want to come through to share with you guys today. So we'll go over a little bit of the world stage, a little bit of touch on Trump and Elon because that's taken the headlines this week. And then I want to focus on some really good messages that I got about cultivating stillness during the storm. So I just want to say hi to everybody here real quick. Please hit the like button if you are here. Awesome for you to join us. Interesting when light comes out of your body. I did receive a message about maybe certain pains or things that you are experiencing an old energy releasing from your body. So it could potentially be related to that. Yeah, lots of symptoms for sure. I've been feeling it too. Like I've never felt these solar energies so intensely than I have this week. After I did my stream on Sunday, I actually, for a couple of days, got really dizzy. Like anytime I would stand up, I got really dizzy, almost felt like I was going to black out whenever I would get up from bed. And that was kind of scary. I was like, wait, what's going on? And it was whenever we were in that window in the beginning of the week, the very beginning of the week. So like June 2nd, June 3rd, June 4th, we were just really feeling the effects of the solar energies. And I ended up going for some walks and I did a salt float and some other things that really helped with that. I was feeling very fatigued before and now my energy is getting back to normal. So I feel for you, and I'm going to go over some tips and things for how to integrate all of this here shortly too. Yeah, other people were saying that they were dizzy too. I remember that last stream and I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. And then for 2 days straight, I even lifted up a pan and almost, whenever your vision kind of gets dark, yeah, it was crazy. I've never experienced that before. So imagine if we were to get this solar flare or solar flash, like if it were to happen all at once, it would literally kill us, I bet. That's why it's happening in stages and it's getting stronger as it goes. Oh, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I've got a new show coming up with Dr. Sala that will be premiering publicly tomorrow, by the way, on Monday. Doing a lot of work in the astral, 100%. Yeah, especially with what's going on in the world, 100%. I mentioned recently that I hadn't been remembering my dreams while I was in St. Louis, especially, and I was doing a lot of work, and I recalled a little bit about being in some of these underground facilities and helping to clear those out and maybe helping to heal or rescue lost souls or whatever may have been going on down there. But yeah, all types of work going on in the astral for sure. Cool. Lots of pains. Yeah, so we just jumped right into the symptoms, the pains. So let's go. I'll go ahead and we'll talk about the symptoms real quick, and then we'll move on to the world stage here in a second, because I actually have an interesting story to share with you guys. I went up to Flagstaff. There's a beautiful mountain in Flagstaff, Arizona yesterday, or was that was the day before yesterday? And I made contact with the Sasquatch group and some inner earth beings up there while I was up there. It was just spending that time in nature was so healing and clearing for me. The energies of Flagstaff, the mountain there, are absolutely fantastic. And they said the random pains in your body that you may be feeling is trapped energy being released. So I'm actually going to be setting up an appointment for acupuncture and doing some acupuncture and things like that. So I wanted to relay that to you guys as the frequency is raising and as we are getting hit with these solar energies. There's trapped energy that needs to be released. So that could help you as well. And also taking some supplements like glucosamine. This helped me whenever I was getting really dizzy. Glucosamine with turmeric, as well as fish oil, helps with circulation and all of that. Glucosamine helps with the joints, joint pain, magnesium for the bones, things like that. So really making sure that we are taking our supplements and practicing self-care right now as our body is transitioning into more crystalline and our DNA is activating. Like we're changing on every single level with these energies. And I also love Sasquatch. I'll dive a little bit more into that story because I got some other information from them or had another experience with them that was pretty interesting. Hi, Karen. You just made an acupuncture appointment. Perfect. Yeah, definitely. Ashwagandha helps with your adrenals. Yeah, I take a supplement. I just started taking that again too. It's got a mixture of ashwagandha, ginkgo biloba, and maca, which also helps with circulation. And I think a type of mushroom. You can get it off Amazon or whatever, or a supplement store, but kind of those things mixed together is really good. And then, yeah, omega-3 fish oils helps with the brain, helps with circulation, your heart, all of that. Okay, so I guess we're going to jump back over to the world stage here. Well, early this week, I received a vision before any of this hoopla started happening. So it was probably like Monday or Tuesday. I was standing outside and I received a vision of a storm. And I'm standing outside looking up at the sky. My eyes are open. Suddenly I see a storm and I see the eye of the storm. And it was very, very vivid. And I was like, whoa. So I wondered exactly what that meant. Are we approaching the eye of the storm? The storm is coming. The Alliance has been saying recently, I think during the Black Dahlia video that I did, they were really stressing, no, like the storm is coming. Like something really, really big, some really big triggers, some really big things are coming. And it felt like maybe we're in it now. But then I learned a little bit more about that vision. A couple days later, within the next couple of days, the whole Elon and Trump feud that happened over X. This is very, very interesting. Elon said that Trump was in the Epstein files, which you've got to pay attention to the wording with this because it was already known that Trump had been logged on taking that plane, and he could not going to the island, but been on that plane before. So you got to pay attention to the wording. Like everybody knew that he was already listed on that flight log once or twice. I don't know exact. But it's been like debunked that he had been to the island. So it wasn't like that. So you got to pay attention to the wording. But that just caused massive uproar and got everybody all riled up. And then Elon's like posting everything on X, going off on Trump, and then the memes were flowing. I wish I had some of them saved, but the memes were flowing about, this big public breakup going on between them. But it really scared a lot of people. And also fired a lot of people up, like gave them the ammo. Now everybody on both sides of, the red and blue party, whatever, everybody was starting to call for the Epstein files to be released. So 5D chess. What I immediately felt, immediately whenever I saw that first post that Elon did, I had some shock. And then I was like, wait, what's going on? Did we skip timelines? Like, what's happening here? And then after I kind of paused and reflected for a second, and I heard in my head, it's not what you think, just wait. And then I started reflecting on it and kind of more stuff came out. Oh, yeah, I even forgot about this. The big, beautiful bill is where it started. Seems to have started their feud, right? And I think in the last updates that I did last Sunday, which you can find on the live stream tab, because I do most of these live. Some of them are uploaded as videos, so you can see them at the top, but you might have scrolled down or hit the live tab. They mentioned the big, beautiful bill, and they said that it would be the catalyst for something, and it felt like something positive. And then I realized that their feud seems to have started over the bill. And then I just felt like this whole thing felt very staged and orchestrated. And as I tuned into it more, that's clearly what has been happening, I think. And then also, I just remembered the black eye thing with Elon. Very, very interesting. That seemed to have triggered a lot of people to look that up. Apparently, it's not on the normal eye to be a part of the club, but that was a very interesting precursor. Just all of these things just kind of happened all at once. So it's just very interesting timing in all of it. People started looking up what that means, the Black Eye Club, what that means. And yeah, it's causing people to kind of reflect and dig deeper. Going back to the Elon and Trump thing. So I just meditated on this a little bit beforehand. And I heard an act, stage, a trigger. So were they in cahoots with each other consciously or unconsciously? Definitely this, whether it be either one, definitely it was to cause a rise and to be some sort of a trigger event. And apparently Elon has deleted some of his posts that he said. He was just kind of going off, like went a little crazy on Trump. And it's kind of funny watching them go back and forth a little bit, but I haven't kept up with it over the last couple of days. They're saying it was a trigger event. And they said they are playing their roles. Elon, and Trump, of course, too, was supposed to cause a rise out of people. And I felt with the public reaction of that, which I found some of the reactions very interesting. There was also an assessment of the consciousness of the collective going on throughout this whole thing. They're assessing the consciousness. They're seeing, okay, how are people reacting? And then what move can we make next, or what can we put in everybody's faces next to help with the awakening of the planet? So just like you may have heard the story of whenever I went up to Mount Shasta, it was like a day or two after the assassination attempt last summer. And I saw this huge meeting taking place in Mount Shasta. And I was kind of like remote viewing it and tapping into it. I was seeing all these ships going in and out of the mountain. And I saw like a meeting, galactics from all over the place, from all over the galaxy, coming to be a part of this meeting. And I asked them, I was like, what are you guys doing? And they said, assessing the consciousness of the planet, given the recent events. So these events are kind of like markers or triggers for something else to unfold, for something else to happen. And then I also want to go into here in a minute how we react is directly affecting everything. So we need to really cultivate stillness in the storm, and discernment, and peace. And just realize that all of these things are taking place, well, for our own awakening, but really the collective awakening really is basically like a stage. So being the observer and not being attached. These are characters playing out their roles to help awaken the planet, to help eradicate the deep amount of corruption that has been in enslavement that has been happening on this planet for a long time. So I found it interesting that people were actually picking up on this seeming like an act or a staged breakup, if you will. A lot of people were saying that, like like pretty normal people are saying that. So that caught my attention. That really caught my attention because even people who wouldn't have thought that before are starting to realize this is just all a charade or whatever. Aroused to awaken the people. And also, I wanted to mention one other thing regarding that. Musk also mentioned, I saw a post he made mentioning who wants a new party system that represents the people, get rid of the old party. That was interesting to me that he said that, because before this last election, I had received some messages about this being the beginning of the downfall of the two-party system. And I don't have an exact date or timeline on that. Maybe it depends on us. But this being the beginning of the end, the collapse of the two-party system. And I still see a lot of people blaming everything on the Dems or blaming everything on the Republicans, whatever. Like there's dirty laundry in all of it. But really, it shouldn't even be about that. This is about good versus evil. And we need to be coming together. But yeah, this is just a part of the process. And I just thought that was interesting. He mentioned a new party system, getting rid of the old system. Hi, guys. Observe, don't absorb. Yeah, it's really, that's what we're being called to do. And whenever I tuned in before this, yeah, that's just one of the strongest messages. Being the observer and just watching, just allowing all of these things to play out. And yeah, just checking the chat. Yeah, the fact that it's a staged event is all over the place. And it's like they're becoming more, and hello, Christine. It's like they're becoming, it's getting obnoxious. It's getting more and more obnoxious. Like to where, okay, guys, you can't ignore this anymore. This is all staged. This is fake. This is theatrics. And they want you to look over here. And, it's very manipulative also. They want you to look over here, but look over there. So yeah, it's just becoming more and more obvious. So I'm going to go back to my notes here. I tuned in and I was getting this message over the last couple of days, but they said Dynamite disclosure is incoming. Like a big disclosure is coming. And it feels like this is just rising, causing some chaos, causing people to really dig deep. And maybe it has to do with the Epstein list. I'm not 100% sure. It could be something different, or it could be something that leads to the Epstein list. But I wasn't given specifics on what this disclosure was, but it was like a big, big disclosure. And this is all of these events happening right now, and the public reaction is triggering that to be able to come forward next. So I tuned in more, and I heard wiping out intelligence agencies. They've been hiding things far too long. And if you guys don't know, there's been riots that just started taking place. There were really bad riots in California last night where the military or the National Guard, potentially the military, has been called in. Very dangerous, crazy stuff going on in California, and I think some of the other major cities as well right now. And whenever I opened up my Alliance notes, now I'm keeping it all organized in a document so I can easily look back on things that I got. They said a couple sessions ago that I think they said culture. Let me see what the exact word was. Ethnicity battle. Sensing division between races and cultures. Do not let them divide you. We are all one. World stage, observe. Sending love and light, that is how we win. Transcending duality. So that's what they said in one of the last sessions, and that's what's going on in California right now. It's over the deportation and all of that. So, and again, I feel this is a trigger event, but we really have to hold space and anchor our light and observe. Yeah, the rights, hold light. And then I was also feeling like sensing while everyone's looking over there, there's all this chaos going on. They're doing something else over here, the positives, the alliance. It's doing something else over here, like other things are taking place while all of the attention is on this. So I thought that was interesting. They didn't allude into that any further. I did receive a vision twice, so that's why I'm going to bring it up. Yesterday and today, I saw Busch Stadium, which I mentioned in my last live stream, where there was an elite ped ring going on underneath Busch Stadium. I talked about that in my last stream. I saw it collapsing. I saw that this morning, and I saw it again last night, and I've been hearing it in my head. So I feel maybe not literally collapsing, but the ring going on under there, I feel is being targeting, and they are clearing it out right now. I heard temporal command. This is the way, the highest timeline. So they're part of, they take care of the timeline, help make sure we're on a positive trajectory. This is the way, this is the highest timeline. They have to make moves as the public collective is ready. And I feel ourselves becoming ready. Like big moves are about to be made. This is just really stirring things up, but a lot of good is going to come out of it. I also heard Starlink. I felt like this had to do with, it could potentially something having to do with Starlink that I was picking up on. Potentially could do with blackouts, which they've said blackouts are inevitable. And 17 says blackouts are necessary. Very similar quote. But also the quantum financial system, QFS. So I tuned in and I said, what about our community? Kind of a collective reading. And I see dormant DNA coming online, upgrades, gifts activating, solar energies activating, and then I heard quantum entanglement. And as you heal and as you do your inner work here, you are healing other timelines, parallel versions of self or other lifetimes. It affects all of it. But then I was also sensing what you do here now, what you are choosing to do, and the state that you are cultivating within yourself is also impacting the past as well as the future, of course. So like these timelines, these trajectories. So they were really highlighting quantum entanglement. So I realized that the eye of the storm that I was seeing, yes, the storm is here. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of chaos going on. But you can choose to be in the eye of the storm where it's more calm. There may be all of these chaotic things going on around you. But you cultivate peace. You do your inner work, your meditations or whatever it is, your self-care. Be the observer. Hold and anchor your light. And that's going to ripple out as above, so below, right? Standing still, strong, clear, and in the heart. And that reflects out. And that can change the outcome. What we are doing, literally what we are doing and cultivating inside reflects outward. So how we are reacting, holding ourselves, raising our frequency, maintaining a high vibe state directly affects everything else. And we can change the outcome. We can change outcomes very easily. We're very powerful. So hold on to that. Holding and anchoring our light to help the rest of the world during chaos. I also wrote down, well, let me go into a story. Also, some maybe symptoms that you may be experiencing. Oops, let me get rid of that. I didn't know that's been sitting up there the whole time. The now moment, 0 point throughout the heart is where we create. Exactly. That's 0 point. And okay, I'll go ahead and give some tips on that. What's really helped me, especially through these solar energies, is going on walks, being in nature, self-care. I went and did a salt float. Those are pretty amazing. So it's like in a sensory deprivation chamber filled with salt, which is really, really good for you. And if you have any aches or pains in your body, like you come out feeling like jello. And it's a really good place to meditate too. So maybe try a salt float. Also to help your body with the changing, with the upgrading and activating of your DNA, with your body becoming more crystalline, with any of these dense, old trapped emotions or old trapped energy or even old trapped trauma, because that physically stores into your body as well. And even ancestral trauma from generations and generations is in your cells for up to, I can't remember the exact amount of generations, but I think it might be like 12 generations. Affects your cells and your DNA. So we're clearing all of that, healing, repairing all of that right now. And it needs to be released. So movement, helping the energy move, even if you don't feel like moving. Sometimes we do need, more rest. And I did a lot of that last week. I did a lot of sleeping and resting last week. And as I started to go out into nature and walk and get that energy moving, I started feeling so much better. Getting sunshine, of course, if you can. Taking Epsom salt baths or salt baths, Dead Sea salt baths, incredibly healing, clearing, activating. And it's a good, really great space because the water is a conductor of energy. It amplifies energy very, very well. It's a great place for powerful meditations to connect with your guides, your star family, whatever. Connect with yourself, your higher self. Do energy work. Baths or salt floats, really powerful spot for that. Acupuncture, which they put the needle in on the nodal points to help release trapped energy. And I'm about to set up an acupuncture appointment as well. And that's what, I was getting some messages about that. Red light therapy too can help. Red light therapy with your body transitioning and upgrading. Let's see. So I want to share a quick story, and then we're going to go on to just a little group meditation here. A message from the Sasquatch. So back in October, I came to Sedona, which is where I live now. And then we took a day trip up to Flagstaff, and there's this big, gorgeous mountain. Maybe I can show you guys a picture. Oh my God, it's just so gorgeous. It's like usually it has a white, top. Beautiful mountain. And I had a really interesting experience there. Maybe I won't show you guys a picture. I had a really interesting experience there last time I went back in October. So I went up to this mountain. It was like sunset. It was already starting to kind of get dark. And I start meditating, tons of elemental energies and beings, other dimensional beings. This is a very, very magical place. Mountains are magical. They're often like portals or maybe nodal points. And I saw the most Sasquatch I've ever seen in my life at this space. I began meditating and I opened my eyes and I can see them like interdimensionally. I can see like an energetic signature with my eyes open, like I'm seeing into another dimension because these beings occupy another dimensional space. So many of them, the most I've ever seen. There's at least 50, probably 100 Sasquatch. And they said it was a meeting of the elders. So I feel like there were Sasquatch from all different clans, because there's different clans all over the country and probably world. There was a meeting of elders taking place. So it was just a perfect time to be up on this mountain and meditating with them. And they said, you don't even know who you are. They said, you don't even know who you are. And I'm like, well, I mean, we come in here with amnesia. That's always been one of my goals, biggest goals is remembering. And that's something also with this uptick in solar energies coming in and the frequency rising, we can begin to remember more. Where were we before this? What is our exact mission? Who are we really? Where did we come from? You may start getting these downloads or psychic insights or memories, maybe past lifetimes, maybe of your star family, maybe of being on a ship, through dreams, through meditation, through sudden downloads. And so whenever we were going up to Flagstaff the other day, I reached out telepathically to the Sasquatch, because like once you establish a connection with them, especially, you can very easily establish a connection with them again. And it's through telepathy. You don't have to be there. You can send out, it's almost like sending out a text message like, hey, what's up? I'm coming to the mountain later today. Do you guys want to hang out? Is basically what, I sent out. And then I said, by the way, last year you told me that I didn't even know who I was. And I was acting. I was acting to be kind of like a small human, but I didn't know who I truly was. I said, are you guys going to help me out with that? You want to give me any hints? Just to see, what would happen. And then I kind of forgot about that. But we go up there and I start kind of meditating, looking out at this beautiful view on top of on top of the mountain in Flagstaff. I think it's Mount Humphrey, maybe. And just feeling amazing energies, feeling held and in like such a safe space to be able to just process and just deeply connect and feel peace and calm. At first I felt sorrow, just internal emotions coming up to be processed and released. And then I began feeling just peace. And then with my eyes open, because I was just staring out into nature, I see this mirror come up in front of me. And I'm like, what? And I've been doing so much reflecting this week. What? And they said, I heard, Talia. You are Talia. So that was the hint that they were giving me, because they were like, you don't even know who you are. You are Talia, which is the name of my contact, also a future version of myself from Andromeda constellation. She's part of the Andromedan Council. And so that's what they said. They said, you are Talia. This is just a little piece of me that I'm projecting down here on Earth. I came in here on mission as Talia to assist with the liberation of the planet, ascension, the awakening. And so then I tried something. I was like, oh, I always try to remember who I am as in this body. Remember who I am. Like I set that intention. I say those affirmations. I'm remembering who I am. I remember who I am. But I do it from like this perspective down here, this earthly perspective. So then I had the idea to shift and remember who I was before this. Remember who I was as Talia. And something really cool happened where I like had a memory come up, very vivid memory. And I saw myself getting into a pod on a spaceship as Talia. I wasn't in this body. This is an avatar. This is also our temple, but it's an avatar housing a fractal of our consciousness, a fractal of our soul. So I see myself getting into this pod on the spaceship as Talia, and I felt myself as her. It was really wild, and it happened pretty instant, very vivid memory. And I remember seeing two contacts who are involved with Solar Warden, actually, that I've been in contact with. I saw them. They were there. And I time traveled here from 30-something thousand years into the future. Time traveled back in time to begin incarnating on Earth to assist with this mission or this the ascension of the planet, which then affects everything else. It affects the whole entire galaxy. It's changing everything, what happens here. Very important. And so I thought that was interesting, and I feel I'm being called more, and I wonder if this has to do with the box of memories that I may have shared with you guys. I know I shared it on the Sala interview a box of memories that I received during my Egypt trip that would be open and I would remember as the time was right. Yeah, I don't know. It was really cool. So sharing that with you guys, because that might even trigger something in you. I think a lot of us came here from the future. We came back in time. I know there's a big Pleiadian group who also traveled back in time around 30,000 something years from the future. And 32,000 keeps popping up, 32,000 years. So I don't know the exact number, but around there. Just thought that was really interesting. And maybe you guys might want to give it a shot, meditate on that and try to tune into that and just see if anything comes up. And I'm sure more will come up on that. And I'm super excited to dive into that more and get more of my wisdom from that version of me. And just see what comes up from that. I also wanted to share something real quick about masks coming off. Now, these are a couple posts from Zach Fisher, which he's great. He makes very good posts. He's a friend of mine, and on Facebook he posts a lot. Masks coming off. So the Alliance was sharing masks are coming off, not just of the bad guys for everybody to see, but also the good guys too. Masks are coming off. And then he made this post. Maybe I'll just share the screen. Thank you so much, Open Contact. How do I become number one today on the leaderboard? I am you, you are me, we are one. We are one. Thank you so much. Okay, let me share my screen here. And then we'll go on to this little meditation to help everybody cultivate heart and brain coherence. And we'll send light, we'll anchor light. Okay, so we made this post. Interesting picture because look, there's a mask. And I've been getting some messages about this. I've been experiencing it this last week. The solar energies are bringing up all the shadows and just bringing up everything that you need to look at. When we finally let go of the ego, all that holds us to this place disappears. We rise above it all like awakening from a bad dream. So masks are shedding from you as well. Everything that you are not, everything that does not align with who you are and who you are meant to be is starting to fade. And if you aren't listening, the universe is probably going to do something to really shake it up. It's going to say, okay, you aren't going to take that leap. Then we're just going to make it kind of miserable for you for a minute until you realize, hey, you need to do this for your happiness, for your health. Maybe it's letting go of somebody, a toxic relationship, or getting out of a toxic environment, whatever it is, or getting out of a career or a position that is toxic, is not good for you, is not feeding your soul, whatever it may be. Or maybe it's some inner triggers and inner traumas, some kind of character defects, if you will, that you have to work through. Maybe it's jealousy issues or whatever it may be. Where does that stem from? Really taking the time to reflect on that. Okay, so I'm going to read his post. What really keeps us anchored in this limited version of reality isn't some outside force. It's the part of us that clings to identity, to fear, to control. The part that says, this is who I am, even when that version no longer serves us. We think we're protecting ourselves, which is what the ego does. It tries to protect you, but it also controls. It's fear. It's attached. We think we think we're protecting ourselves, but really we're just repeating patterns that keep us small. True freedom doesn't come from fighting the outside world. It comes the moment we surrender the inner walls. When we let go of needing to be right, needing to be liked, needing to be anything other than our raw, true self, everything begins to shift. The frequency changes, and suddenly, what felt so solid begins to dissolve. This whole experience starts to feel like a fog lifting, like waking up from a long dream. It was never the world holding us back. It was forgetting who we really are. Let it go. Not out of defeat, but out of remembrance. Because the moment you release what you're not, you rise into what you've always been. Pretty great message. Now I'm going to, he also shared another one that I'm going to share with you guys. Oop. Can you guys see? Yep. Okay. A lot of people, okay, so wait, let's see. Look, the mirror in the mask. So ironic. Ego isn't just arrogance, it's the false self, the mask we built to survive. So I feel like that is, that really just ties in with some of the messaging that I've been getting in the mirror, that I've been seeing, and I've been doing so much reflecting and releasing and just checking myself. And yeah, there's just been a lot going on. A lot of people think ego just means arrogance, but that's only a small piece of it. And honestly, not even the most dangerous part. The ego isn't just about thinking you're better than others. It's the false self, the mask. The identity we've built over time to survive, to be accepted, to feel safe. So the ego is more of like kind of a safety thing. It's the part of us that says, I am what I do. I am what others think of me. I am my past. I need to defend myself, prove myself, be someone. The ego is what clings to old stories. It's what gets triggered. It's the voice that judges, that fears change, that needs control. It's the part of us that's always trying to keep us safe, but does it by keeping us small. And the tricky thing, the ego isn't evil. It's just outdated. It was built in a world where we had to protect ourselves, but now we're waking up. And the more we remember who we really are, eternal, sovereign, limitless, the less the ego can hold us down. Ego doesn't mean you're full of yourself. It means you've forgotten your true self. In the journey, it's not about killing the ego. It's about seeing through it. So I think that was a really great message. And it's actually very timely because I was literally just talking about the ego. And then I saw his post. So I wanted to share those with you. And a reminder again to be the eye of the storm, seeing through, right? Seeing through the veil with your third eye. And also being centered, calm, the observer, as all of this stuff is going on around us to shake up and wake up the collective. It's just a part of the process. Where do we find Zach Fisher's posts? So you can find him on Facebook, Zachary Fisher. He does a lot of posts. He's a great person. Hello. Okay, now I want to also share, before we get started on this little meditation I'm going to do, I want to share, I've also partnered with Hopewell Farms CBD. And that can also actually really assist with some of the symptoms that you're feeling right now. It's from a starseed couple, small business, Hopewell Farms CBD. I use that at night to help me relax, to help me sleep. And it helps a lot with meditation too, and even aches and pains. They have topical cream as well, or a topical, I don't know if cream's the right word, but they have that can help with aches and pains and things like that, natural healing. So I forgot to mention them last time, so I wanted to make sure that I mentioned them this time. And you can get, I believe it's either 10 or 15% off with the discount code, probably Lily10, in the video description near the bottom. Also, I have my Sedona October retreat that is now open. So I do these retreats. I'm just going to do one. So that'll probably be my last retreat of the year, actually, until next spring. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Let me share my screen here. Sedona. Absolutely incredible. This is my website, lilynovacontact.com. Sedona Energy Vortex Retreat, October 2025. Experience the magic of Sedona's energy vortexes, one of America's most sacred places. It's October 20th through 24th. So we'll be focusing on visiting sacred sites and potent energy vortexes in the Sedona which can help attendees achieve transcendental experiences, profound healings, powerful upgrades, and activations. Sedona also carries keys that can help unlock your DNA and propel your remembering journey. It's a very amplified, magical place. Also, lots of ships, lots of paranormal and spiritual energy here. So it's just, and I live here now. It's a very magical, transformative place. And I'll be doing meditations and things like that and guiding you guys to some of these energy vortexes. We'll also be doing some grid work, connecting with the inner earth beings, star family, CE5, sky watches, stuff like that. So there are 2 slots left on site. You'd have a roommate, and then there are some slots off site as well. And here's the retreat house. We've got a pool, jacuzzi, all that fun stuff. The weather is very, very nice in October. So yeah, if you would like to come join us this October, it's going to be a pretty small group. I'll probably have about 15 people. And some of the dinners will be included, first and last night. Some breakfast options included as well. And we'll be meeting at the retreat house each day. Or if you're staying on site, then you'll be staying at the retreat house. So if you'd like to go ahead and reserve your slot, you can do that with the link in the description or at lilynovacontact.com. All right, are you guys ready to meditate? I've got my singing bowl here. I was just in Sedona. It's such a magical place. So transformative. Absolutely stunning. Hey, Laura, love ya. Thank you. Okay, guys. So we're just going to do a short meditation here to help you guys integrate the solar energies as well as upgrade, activate, heal, cleanse, and really bring it back to the heart. Bring it back into heart and brain coherence and anchor our light so that we can get the show on the road. Like, it feels like it was getting kind of stagnant there. Like, okay, where are these disclosures coming in? What's going on? Things are kind of, it just felt like it was maybe getting a little stagnant there for a second. So let's help move this along here. This beautiful awakening that we are experiencing. So we'll anchor our light and we will ripple that out to the collective consciousness. And I've got my crystal singing bowl here as well. I'm going to turn off. I'm going to change my settings. Please let me know give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me and the bowl okay. And thank you so much, Open Contact, for that super chat. Yeah, the pot's being stirred for sure. Remember, be the eye of the storm, be the observer, cultivate peace within, do your inner work. What happens within reflects into the outer. And grab your popcorn and enjoy this show. Like, it's just a joke at this point. And this is a crystal alchemy singing bowl for the throat chakra. The throat chakra is more than your communication and stepping into your authentic self. Finding your true voice is a big part of that, but it also has a very important role in helping to connect you to the divine and the higher realms. So even if you're not an avid meditator, you will still benefit from this. Just go ahead and begin to relax and take a few deep breaths in. Breathing in light into your body. On the in-breath, just visualizing or feeling or just know you are breathing in light and exhaling any tension. Breathing in light and exhaling any tension out through the tips of your fingers, releasing any old energy, just let it go. Releasing any old energy through the bottoms of your feet. Breathing in light, cultivating light around your heart space, light filling your lungs, light filling the cells of your body. If you have any pains on your body, breathe light into those painful points. See light filling the cells of your body, harmonizing you. Now we'll go ahead and create sacred space around each and every one of us. Before continuing further, we'll call in Archangel Michael, the warrior protector, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Raphael. The archangels of north, east, south, and west coming into the room, coming into the space wherever you are, bringing in light, clearing out any old energies, clearing anything out that does not belong in your space. See them surrounding you with light, light coming down the walls, through any objects in your room, holding the horizontal plane and holding each side of your energetic field, blocking this space off from any outside interference, declaring this space sacred, raising the frequency of the room and environment, raising your frequency. And we call in Archangel Metatron of the above space, who brings down the golden Christ consciousness grid from the Grand Central Sun. A golden light, Christ consciousness, bringing that down through the sky into your crown chakra. Your crown chakra begins to open as it fills with Christed light. Continuing down into your third eye begins to fill with Christed light and opens. Continuing down into your throat chakra fills with Christed light and begins to open, clearing any old energies as this Christed light opens, clears, heals, activates your energy centers. And then anchoring the golden Christ grid within your heart. Your heart begins to expand and opens. We now call upon Sandalphon of the below space, who brings up the 5D ascension grid of the earth. A platinum light coming deep from within the earth up to the earth's surface, into the chakras below your feet, within your feet, into your root chakra fills with light, clearing, healing, opening near the base of your spine. Now continuing up into your sacral chakra begins to fill with light and opens. Continuing up to your solar plexus fills with light and opens. Then anchoring the 5D ascension grid of the earth within your heart. See this creating its own toroidal field around you. You connected to the above, to the below, Christed consciousness in the 5D grid, surrounded by angelics, love and light, divinely held and protected from every direction. We're going to go ahead and bring in the violet flame now, which is a powerful tool for transformation and transmutation. It can assist with clearing out any old energies, even clearing or transmuting attachments, healing and repairing your body, your energy body, your light body. Repairing and activating your DNA. Whatever sort of transformation is calling to you, is your goal. Go ahead and visualize the violet flame growing within you and expanding to engulf you and your energetic fields. A powerful yet calming and peaceful violet fire. Also calling in our ascension teams of the highest love and light, our galactic guides and healers of the highest love and light to be here and assisting. Feel the violet flame going through the cells in your body, clearing, healing, harmonizing, activating through your DNA, through your energy centers, filling with violet fire. Removing any false or negative programs. Removing any old or stagnant energies, thoughts, emotions. Just offer it to the violet flame to be transmuted. Feeling yourself becoming peaceful, centered. It's this gentle, loving, powerful violet fire. Clears, heals, and harmonizes. See it going deeply into the cells of your body and your DNA, activating your multidimensional DNA. New strands coming online, strengthening your healing abilities, your own unique gifts, running through the DNA and turning off anything that needs to be turned off, any false or inverted programs, transmuted by the violet fire. Clearing, transforming, stepping into your power, into your true light. See more of your own true light cultivating within you as all of this other stuff is clearing. Whatever doesn't serve you clears and transmutes. It leaves more room for who you truly are. You are beginning to remember who you truly are as the mask and everything else fades away. Feeling uplifted, clear, and now we will send this light from our place of peace, clarity, neutrality, higher vibration. We send this light deep into the earth, anchoring our light, our frequency, our love from the heart. See it coming from the heart, our love, deep into the planet, spreading throughout the collective, throughout the land, throughout the different states, different countries, throughout the ocean. Our light shines bright, rippling out, helping to harmonize and awaken. Praying for peace, prosperity, for assistance in clearing out anything that no longer serves this planet or its ascension. Praying for our light bodies to be activated for our remembrance. The earth feels our shift. The earth shifts with us. Sending love and light. Anchoring this end to the grid. Again, seeing our light, our love, and the violet flame spreading throughout the entire planet. Transforming, transmuting, healing, awakening. And so it is. May there be peace, love, prosperity, revelation, remembrance. Feeling clear, aligned with your highest self, your highest timeline. Coming back, begin coming back to your body. Coming back to the present moment. You may want to wiggle your fingers or toes. Beautiful. And just a reminder, you guys just did that. I helped facilitate it, but you guys just did that. Entered into a beautiful space, sent your love and light into the planet, and it rippled out and helped to shift the collective. That's amazing. Beautiful. Thank you guys for being here and for joining in on that meditation. We are stronger together, united, and in a place of peace, neutrality, love, light. If you could go ahead and like this video, drop a comment, let me know how your experience was. Love you guys so much. Katie, damn, LOL, powerful. Feel free to do that meditation again if you'd like. I also just recently posted a pink and violet flame meditation. It's 19 minutes long. If you go back to my YouTube, I just posted it earlier this week. So the violet flame is one of the most powerful tools, like I said, for transmutation and transformation. I used it daily for quite a while, and I felt profound shifts. Be the eye. Be the eye of the storm. Be the eye in the storm. And also don't forget CBD. If you guys are interested in that, you can get a discount code, link in the description. And if you would like to join us in Sedona this October, you can get that link in the description or on my website. Love you guys. And I will see you guys next time. Take care. See you later, Star Brothers and Sisters.